Hello, welcome to your weekly dose of strength. Every morning, whenever I get up, I spend time in prayer. It's my quiet time, my devotion time. It's just with me and God. And I have a special seat that I sit in, and I try to sit in that seat every time at the same time or close to it so that me and God can have a regular meeting time and a regular meeting place. A part of my devotion and time that I spend with God is, of course, praying, reading the Word, worshiping. But then there's another part that I do, and that is reaffirming who God's called me to be. I literally have a little journal that I keep, and I write in that journal many things, but one of those things in my journal is a list of statements that I believe God's called about me. Things God has said about me. I call them my I am statements. It goes like this: through Christ, I am strong. Through Christ, I am gifted. Through Christ, I am anointed. Through Christ, I am whole. Through Christ, I am fulfilled. Through Christ, I am healthy. Through Christ, I am sane. Through Christ, I am peaceful. And the list just goes on. And literally, every morning, after I spend my time reading the Word of God, after I spend my time worshiping God and praying, I open up that journal to my I am statements. And I read that list, and I read it to myself. I am strong. I am healthy. I am anointed. I am called. I am talented. I read that to myself. Do you know why I do it? I'll tell you why I do it. Because early on in my life, I didn't have that kind of reinforcement. I can count on fingers and toes and use yours and mine together and count the number of times I've been told, you're nothing. You're not much. You're not going to amount to anything. And the more you hear that, it sinks into your spirit, and you start thinking, I am less than. I am not good enough. I am not able to make it. I am the wrong color. I am the wrong height. I am not smart enough. And whenever you say, I am not, I am not, I am not, I am not, the more you say it, the more you say it, the more you say it, the more it gets ingrained into your soul. And you start living out those things you said you are not. And sure enough, if you say it long enough, I am not smart, I am not smart, I am not smart, then you will live out a life without wisdom. If you say it long enough, I am not good enough, I am not good enough, I am not good enough. If you say it long enough, you'll live out a life that'll never meet the mark. But if you can reverse it, if you can just turn the dial back and find out what God says about you, who God says you are, if you can get a picture of what the scriptures says about your life and write it down in a book, that I am called of God. I am his unique treasure. I am special in the eyes of God. If you can say it over and over and over and over again, day in and day out, yes, it too can get in your spirit and you start living it out. Everything that God has ever done in my life, everything that God has ever blessed and graced my life with is because I started believing that I am exactly who he said I am. I said it so much until it got embedded into my soul. And now it's awkward for me to even feel anything different. You know who I get this from? I get it from Jesus. I get it from Jesus. In the book of John, chapter 10, and there are many such passages like this, but this is just one. In John chapter 10, in verse number 9, and various verses throughout that one chapter, Jesus says his I am statements. He says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved. And then he says it again in verse 11, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. Jesus says it over and over again. He says it in John chapter 14. In John chapter 14, Jesus says in verse number 6, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. When the Pharisees came to him and questioning his authority, questioning his right to speak for God, and says, how do you speak for God? You can't speak for him. You're only as old. And they gave him a certain age. Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. And he goes on and he says, I am the light of the world. And he has all of these I am statements because he knew who he was. When you know who you are literally unstoppable. Did you hear that? When you know who you are literally unstoppable. So take out of your dictionary the I am nots. Erase it from your vocabulary. Never say it again. Never say it again. Only say who you are. I am blessed of God. I am called of God. I am anointed of God. I am whole. I am healthy. I am wise. I am strong. I am fulfilled. Only say who you are. Say it until you start living it. And you'll see life takes a turn for the better. I love you. Thank you so much for being with me and allowing us to pour life into you. Now grab a hold to that life and never let it go. This has been your weekly dose of strength. God bless.